This the plate final then between the Flying Penguins and the Violet Vikings. Two teams vying for their first piece of silverware of the Welsh 7 Series 2026. The Flying Penguins in their first tournament here, the newest side in this Welsh 7 Series, would absolutely love to get their hands on some silverware. But the Violet Vikings as well, equally as desperate to get their hands on their first trophy from the Welsh 7 Series. This one ought to be a cracker. We've seen some fantastic knockout games in the last few moments or so, the last half an hour or so. And the Flying Penguins are going to get us underway. Kicking from right to left. And the ball is dropped right on the 10-meter line, and in place there is the defender. The Vikings will start inside their own 22. Patient build-up from the Vikings with Kai Evans as they go to that far side. Bit of space for Cian O'Reilly. He scored earlier, had one choked off the board as well in that draw against the Conker Knights. And a chance here for the Vikings. A lovely step outside, two defenders to beat, little kick through. It's a foot race, and the Penguins will gather, and can they start a counter-attack from this position? Really good tackle around 22, really good counter-ruck, excellent work from the Vikings. Superb defensive work in there, and they'll start an attack of their own, looking for this first score of the plate final. Really fast start here from both of these teams. We expected nothing less, and just a handling error in the midfield will hand the advantage to the Flying Penguins, and referee will stop the game for a handling error. But a really fast start to the game. Chances for both sides early on, and this one should be a cracker.
Yeah, exciting game ahead of us. Both teams, interestingly, bottom of their tables as well, which is quite fascinating. Bottom of the tables, yeah, in the groups. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. Obviously, both teams want to finish on a high in this season. And looking at the league table, they're joint on points at the moment, 17 each. So winner will finish it on well, higher than the other. So
you couldn't write it, could you?
Absolutely not.
Couldn't write it, Griff.
Everything today. You can't write anything, can you?
I think it's been the most competitive round of matches that we've had. As we said, yeah, each team has won a game here today, at least one. And obviously the Vikings, with perhaps the result of the round, with that draw against the Conker Knights, from finishing bottom, losing those first two games and then producing that result, it's been super competitive today. Penguins will fashion a chance and a bit of space, a bobble in the midfield, and it's volleyball passed back and then heaved forward off the boot. I think that was Johan Thomas, who's been a central figure in the Flying Penguins team today. A little bit untidy there, a little bit of volleyball hand passing and a bit of football as well. Not much rugby.
No, it was a bit of everything, that passage of play, wasn't it? Football, volleyball, rugby. But now to some in a bit more rugby and the traditional scrum.
I suppose there's a few nerves out there on both of these teams that we mentioned, looking for their first piece of silverware. And it's a pick up from the scrum. A really good counter-attacking scrum from the Violet Vikings. We've seen that throughout the day. And Kai Evans is able to pick the ball up from that scrum. And he had a huge gap that he exploited for the first try. And it will give the Vikings the advantage here in the first half.
And they've caught the Penguins napping there, but in all honesty, you don't expect to lose a scrum so quickly, so violently as what happened there. And it was the Vikings' number one, Kai Evans, who was alert to the danger and, yeah, basically a run-in.
And a successful conversion as well. But it was that big push in the scrum, wasn't it, Griffin? We saw that earlier, even against the likes of the Conker Knights. It was a clear tactic that the Vikings fancy themselves at scrum time. And it shows why there, because they managed to turn the ball over and get a score for themselves.
Yeah, now they're 7 points to the good.
And a bit untidy again here. Penalty goes the way of the Vikings. Quick tap again, looking for a second score. Goose step in the middle, patient build up again. And the forward pass from the Vikings. That's a mistake from Kai Evans. We'll just slow things down again. And again, talked about those nerves creeping in a final. The final round, sorry. This, you know, the last game of the series for these two teams. Silverware on the line, points on the line, pride on the line. There's bound to be a few nerves and a few errors creeping in here and there. But the feed into the scrum this time from Steph Evans, and it's another huge scrum from the Vikings, but this time a free kick given to the Penguins, and they're away with Thomas as he breaks through. Big fend from Thomas. Drags Kai Evans with him, still on his feet. Gains about 15 meters there, Thomas, on that quick tap. Probably about 10 after contact as well. Offside is the cry from the Penguins, and given. So a good passage of play here from the Penguins as they get us underway again. Jack Bennett, the number 10. Vikings defense though is strong, and they've turned it over. Loose in possession there, the Penguins at the breakdown, but that's a loose pass as well. And more kicking through. Referee will pull it back for the initial knock on at the ruck. But untidy there from the Penguins at the ruck. And the Vikings are away again. Kai Evans, the try scorer. Sorry, I keep meaning to bring you in here, Griff, but the
100 miles
pace
an hour
of the game
absolutely
isn't allowing me to.
This feels like a natural point for me to come in with some insight. Shame that I don't have any insight to bring. But no, you bang on. It's been 100 miles an hour. The Penguins, they tend to be a team that play on sort of momentum, and they try and keep the tempo of the game higher compared to the Vikings, who seem to be thriving at the set piece today. And they're just pouncing on any half chances. At the moment, though, still a very tight game. And it's tough to call at this moment.
Yeah, just 7 points in it, 7 points to nil, the lead at the moment for the Violet Vikings. Kai Evans with the sole try in this game. And as we approach half-time, it is a defensive battle. We've had a few of them here today. Shows the competitiveness of these teams involved. Excellent competition here today in round 3 and throughout the series as well, but Penguins looking to fashion something again. Quick pickup from the ruck, turned over. Excellent work in there from Dickerson. And a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Vikings. Big shot in the middle, but it will spring Jack Hart away in that corner again. He likes that far right-hand side corner, does Jack Hart. He's gone over in that corner a few times today, and that is the second try, and it came off that turnover from Ellis Dickerson in the midfield.
Yeah, Jack Hart has been a player who's sort of rose to the occasion, hasn't he, today? He scored 2 in the last game. He scored another one in this final. And it's got to be said, the bravery as well from Kai Thomas. Didn't mind taking the big shot as long as he released Jack Hart into the corner.
Yeah, brave from Thomas. It was a big shot as well, as the kick is a really good effort from Evans. He just claps his hands in disappointment. So 12-0 the lead at halftime for the Violet Vikings. Still close here. The Penguins still in this game, all to play for in the second half. But at the moment, it is the Llanidloes side who have the advantage in the plate final. Back underway then for the second half. Big contest at the first kickoff. Hasn't gone 10 meters though. We will come back for a Flying Penguins tap on halfway. Needing to get a quick score here to get back in the game. 12-0 the score after half time. Kick goes in. Doesn't quite bounce the way he would have wanted, and retrieved by Dickerson, who good work defensively led to that second try in the first half. And on the outside now, Tom Davis, he scored earlier. Dickerson just fumbled. Has it gone backwards? Yes. Vikings still alive here as they go out to the far side. Corey Saunders up towards the Penguins 22. Penalty to the Vikings. Quick tap away, and they're in again. And that is Yestin Bunyan, who I think that's his third try of the day. Yestin Bunyan, the New Dock Stars man. Few of these New Dock Stars players out here for the Vikings today. Four of them actually. And Bunyan goes under the post and extends the Vikings lead. And would you say now, Griff, they've got one hand on that plate?
Say 1.5, one and a couple of fingers maybe, because Flying Penguins, they've not quite come to the races in this final, have they? They might have actually played their final in the round previously. You know, it was a big game for them, it was a big victory, and they might have felt as if they achieved what they came to achieve today. And like you said before, a new team to the series this year. They've had some success, they've definitely had some learnings. They'll come back stronger next year.
Yeah, looks a tough task now, but still not over, and not over till the fat lady sings, as the old saying goes. But the Vikings back in possession here, look comfortable, and Tom Davis has got ball in hand again. He's looked dangerous when he's got ball in hand. So is this man, Dickerson. Fends off a tackler, still carrying two Penguins with him up towards the 22-meter line. Support outside, and it's in the hands again of Jack Hart on that right-hand side, this time pushed into touch. But Jack Hart is just hugging that right-hand side touchline, and he's such a threat when they can get the ball in there. And there was a break on for the Penguins, and it's just been spilled. And the turnover advantage will pay dividends for the Violet Vikings, and Ollie Colombo, the Cardiff Met man, cashing in on that fumble in the midfield. And that is the fourth try now for the Vikings. And if they had one hand on the plate before, That is one hand and four fingers, I think, now.
I'd say it's almost impossible for the Penguins to get back into this one now. The Vikings, fair play, after those first two games, losing to the Crew and the Toucans, it was really pushed the Knights all the way to the final moment of that game. Didn't quite get the win, but got the draw. Since then, they've gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, they've really rallied in the second half of the day here today. But this man has been impressive as well for the Flying Penguins. Johan Thomas has been one of the standout players of the day. Look to make something happen. Can the Flying Penguins get themselves on the board, get some reward for all of their hard work, get into this final? But it's been spilled again, and there's an opportunity for Kai Evans to get his second of the game. Hands it off in the midfield, but forward pass, I think, has been signalled by the referee. Forward pass indeed. So possession will come back to the Penguins. A bit of a let-off there. Bit loose in possession again, and Kai Evans had a chance to release Rhys Gill.
Yeah, shame for the Vikings again, cutting the Flying Penguins apart. They have to go back then. Forward pass, unfortunately, but not too long to go here. Can they create something? It looks like Steph Evans, the captain, is going to try and go all the way himself.
It's an excellent break from Evans off that scrum. Found the gap on that short side and took it, straightened up as well into the space, attacked that space. They'll just slow it down here with Bennett. Infield towards Harris Simmons. The kick in from Bennett, and Bennett will chase. And there's two Penguins there to collect it. It'll come off the knee of Bennett, and he'll just about touch it down. It came off the inside of his foot and nearly rolled into the Preselli Barbar's tent at the back there. But the Penguins get themselves on the board, and deservedly so as well. That's a really nice try. 26-7 now, the lead for the Vikings, who didn't really put up too much resistance once that kick was through.
No, I think they're cruising now, cruising towards the finish line. They feel like they've got the job done. Not too sure how long's to go on the clock. I wouldn't imagine there'd be enough time, especially after we said that they had a hand and four fingers on the trophy.
Maybe that's one more finger off with that Penguin try, but another opportunity here to really put it to bed, and that is going to do it. Cian O'Reilly, who has had his nose in and around the try line all day for the Violet Vikings. That might be the last play of this game. And it caps off a really, really impressive performance from the Vikings, not only in this game, but as we mentioned, in the second half of this day as well, the semi-final performance, the performance against the Conker Knights. We will have time for some more play, but it's been a really, really good afternoon's work for the Vikings.
Yeah, absolutely. After disappointing start, they've been relentless in their charge since then. They're going to go home very happy with the way they finished.
Yeah, and interesting that from my recollection, in the 3 rounds, we're going to get 3 different plate winners, with the Remy team winning in the last game, and that is going to bring the game to the close. And the round 3 Heart of Wales Sevens plate championship goes to the Violet Vikings of Llanidloes with a really impressive 33-7 win over the Flying Penguins in the final. They will take home silverware to West Wales tonight, and a very, very happy camp over there in purple and white. Final score, Violet Vikings 33, Flying Penguins 7.